Hey everyone, welcome back to Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, Phoenix Wright edition. Because that's what this is now, I guess.
No, we are well into the trial bit.
Yep, I didn't expect all of the little shooty mini-games in it, but I guess that's what we're doing. I
just wanted to make it interesting.
I kinda like it, to be honest.
I think it's cute.
It took me off guard, but...
I also do really like the, even though they're really simple right now, I love the idea of the non-stop debates and hearing these characters kind of like duke it out a little bit.
Yeah.
There's something really, it gives them a lot of personality.
I definitely agree. So they basically concluded that Makoto was not the killer, which is good, but now we need to figure out who is the killer because all of our lives are on the line because of it. I think my boy Leon over here with the nervous face is our guy. In my opinion, I think we just need to get there through the evidence.
I mean, and if that's the case, I think the question we have at the moment is, wait, what the fuck? Because, like, the series of events that led to Sayaka dying are very odd.
Yes.
She had somebody jangling her door. Mm-hmm. She kicked us out of her room, but somebody switched the plates, so somebody ended up in Makoto's room instead.
She took the knife with her.
Yeah, so it's just...
The weird thing is that the thing that's throwing me off is that the plates switched. Mm-hmm. And if that was one of the people in our group that did it, or if that was an aspect of Monokuma, like, something about the game changing, where, like, oh, if you're staying in this room, I need to switch the door plates to indicate who's in this room.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, usually Monokuma doesn't interfere.
Okay.
In the same way that when they were like, hey, Monokuma, can you confirm this fact? Monokuma was like, yeah, no, I absolutely can confirm this fact.
Okay.
Because, like, the trial and the whole thing only works if it's a game, if the people are playing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, Monokuma was real quick to kill Junko, so it doesn't mean that not Monokuma won't fudge with the rules a bit, but Junko did step on his face, which was a rule. Technically. So it's one of those. It's like, usually Monokuma doesn't go so far as to make big sweeping changes, but Monokuma might fudge the rules a little bit.
Okay, I see. So
especially if it looks like it'll be more interesting.
It's far more likely that somebody switched the plates.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Yeah. So, I mean, and it sounds like it couldn't have been an accomplice because there's no accomplice in this. So it's not like somebody went and did it to show the killer, like, this is what you need to do, like, go into this room. It was someone switched the plates, and the killer went back trying to get into Sayaka's room, seeing that the plate was on Makoto's door thinking, this is Sayaka's room, I need to go in and get
It seems like that, yeah. So now we need to figure out who would do that.
Right. But also was not perceptive enough to realize that the plates had been switched. Like,
the killer?
The killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if they had remembered the layout of the place, they would have known that it was wrong. So, I don't know. There's a lot of...
Can I just say you didn't?
That's true. I did not notice. So,
yeah.
And neither did Makoto, so...
Makoto noticed... Yeah, Makoto did.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, he turned around
but
and started looking,
not in the morning. Not going about his normal business. It was only
not right away.
It was only when he was suspicious that he noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, when would I, the player, would have noticed that, though? Like, other than Makoto calling it out? Like, when I'm moving around in the map? Like, I could have...
Well, yeah, you could have.
Yeah, I guess
you could have been like, oh, this is the right room, right? Wait, no, it's not the right room.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Basically, it seems like it's something that can be overlooked, especially because all the nameplates look kind of similar.
That's fair.
But also that not everyone does overlook it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Alright, well, let's see if these guys can tease out some more information. If we can figure out what's going on here. But the nameplate thing, what I'm getting at, is weird to me.
Yes.
That almost feels unrelated in a weird way. Like, I don't know if the killer would have switched the plates. So, I don't know.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Also a good question.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Makoto was asking.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Sayaka was the only
Maybe
one with the key.
Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
I agree.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like someone doesn't know his place. Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the right answer. There's no way Sayaka would let someone in because... Oh, and I got time. What was it?
I'm trying to think of what the evidence would be.
Yeah, what would this be?
Because the reason is that she had the...
Switching keys? Because she had...
It depends on what they mean by that. Because
Yeah.
the point is that they had to switch rooms in the first place.
Is this saying we have 5 minutes to pick from this list?
Yeah.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, this is like... Shit.
Yeah, I think switching rooms.
Switching rooms is probably the thing to say. I don't know what... Let's see, what in this list could possibly support it?
Well, actually, press A on switching rooms to see what the supporting text is.
Oh, yeah. On the night of the murder, Makoto and Sayaka traded rooms and room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in Makoto's room. Sayaka had originally asked Makoto to switch with her when someone attempted to force their way into the room and became frightened.
Okay, so that's the key part. That second paragraph.
Yeah, I'm gonna present this.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
The same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open the door for anyone.
Even if I'm sure it's you, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching?
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk about. I want to talk to you about, just the two of us. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad
What?
during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
What the fuck? Oh, so she, would she have switched the plates?
I'm shrugging. I realized I just made 3 non-verbal reactions to what Allison was saying, which is incredibly not useful for a verbal, an audio format.
Oh.
And these are the words that appeared.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
Oh my god.
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
This is so interesting because we found evidence, but all the other characters found pieces of evidence as well.
They were all doing their own investigations.
That's amazing.
Because Makoto even saw the notepad and he's like, I don't think that's relevant.
Yeah, you did.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No, I didn't. But...
Of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
Then, that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note?
We have some evidence that suggests that it had to be a guy, although they haven't mentioned it all that much.
Because of the locks, like thinking that it was a girl's room lock.
Oh no, I meant how they dealt with the lock, which is the screwdriver.
Oh right, because they
only
had tools.
Yeah, only guys had access to the screwdrivers.
That's right.
Now, admittedly, they could have.
And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I mean, admittedly, they could have either borrowed tools from somebody else, or if they'd been clever, they could have used Makoto's, but we know they didn't.
True.
So,
True. Okay.
Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then. Pay attention.
Whoa. Another type of mini game. Or is
no, I think it's another nonstop.
Dorm nameplates.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just need to refute. Specifically Celeste.
Okay.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Correct.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Shit. I don't know.
So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Okay.
I didn't shoot anything. Is that okay?
It's gonna repeat.
Oh, okay.
We have to shoot something.
That's fair.
Sometimes, to be honest,
it's good to let it run through.
Yeah, I do, just to see what they're getting at. Like, if you see something immediately, that it's fine to go for it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just kind of want to hear what they're saying.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is it has to be because of what got switched between mine and Sayaka's rooms.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yeah.
But in the note, the place they were, it specifically says, my room.
Shit.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
I'm gonna try this.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank you.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
Yeah, Celeste.
Yep.
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves.
Oh wait, is this the first time this is coming up in this?
I think it is.
Because Celeste was hanging out in the main hall. She actually didn't investigate it all, so...
Yeah. She wasn't the one that called that out, was she? She didn't call out the... No, because she is learning about the
Yeah, exactly.
For the first time.
It makes sense that she would not know all the details.
Yep.
As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
Right. Okay, then who did it?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplates. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms was Sayaka.
Yep.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
I'm sorry, I was shaking my head at Pappenbrook, not at anything that was happening. I thought I saw you side-eye me. It's just there's something about the way he reads lines that always just...
That's totally fair.
Yeah. Had nothing to do with the case.
It's totally fine. I wasn't trying to give you like...
I probably
I saw you out of the corner of my eye, that's all.
I shouldn't have physically reacted to such a nothing line.
Are you to how you pronounced Sayaka's name?
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's just him.
It's just his voice.
Yeah. Which is not fair. He's a perfectly fine voice actor. He's just
not your favorite.
He's just not my favorite.
That's fine.
And it's fine.
There's something I wanted to talk to you about. Just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
Yeah, I was happy.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Yeah, come on.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Gold.
Yep. The reason I know Sayaka's wrist was broken with the fake sword is because when you look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Where is it? Sayaka's wrists. Sayaka's right wrist has been fractured and her wrist was glittery at the injury's location. That one.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
So he probably did that so she couldn't, like, hold the knife anymore to defend herself?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
Correct.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? And what led to Sayaka's death? That's what we need to make clear. It's a bit more to learn about the non-stop debates. Sure.
Yeah, tutorial. Bring
More.
it on. Are you getting used to these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder.
Oh boy, we have to pick?
Yes.
Shit.
But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. In other words, from here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak spots to refute each statement.
Oh boy.
If you come up with the wrong combination, you'll take damage to your influence gauge. You can press the LB button to rotate the cylinder to choose which bullet to fire.
Okay, so I can do it while they're arguing. Yep. I can rotate. Yeah. Okay.
Press and release the LB button to cycle through each bullet.
Okay.
Or you can hold down the LB button to use, and then use the left stick in order to select the specific bullet.
Okay.
By By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder.
Okay.
For other purposes, this time the logic difficulty will be set to mean. Oh, for the purposes of this time, or whatever. Well then, good luck, and have fun.
Oh boy. Alright.
Alright, so let's see what we
Which
have.
bullets do we have? Replica sword, kitchen knife set. Oh, replica sword sheath.
Yep, so those are two separate things.
Okay.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword. And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No.
I'm not gonna do that.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
To be clear, it could have been that one. It's
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened.
So a sword-based sneak attack. So would the sheath be the thing?
Sword-based sneak attack. Maybe hit her with the sheath.
So there's a couple things going on. We know the sheath has cuts on it, which means that if she had the knife and somebody else had the sheath,
she could have been like blocking it with the knife.
Which probably happened before. Like, if she had broken her wrist, that'd be hard.
Right, so before she broke her wrist, and probably dropped the knife, she was using the knife to defend herself, and the sheath was getting hit with it, perhaps.
Yeah, which makes it hard to do a sneak attack, because...
Right.
So, the question is it the sheath that we need to present, because it would have blocked the sword? Or is it the sword... It's probably the sheath.
It's probably the sheath, yeah. If the person with the sword really didn't attack first. Oh, whoa, at that point, that's a good point that I hadn't thought of before. Maybe this was like a trap that Sayaka was setting up to try and kill somebody else, and it backfired and she got herself killed.
I mean, it's possible, because if the sheath, because the sheath had been thrown away, if the sheath had cuts on it, that means the knife had to hit it first.
Right, so maybe the knife was going first.
Yeah.
So, oh geez. Okay, now that's the question. Like, do we use our sheath bullet against
sneak attack?
Sneak attack. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Sorry, I'm just not...
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword.
Yeah.
And that's when the first blow was dealt.
Okay.
A sword-based sneak attack.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Okay. Yes!
The UI for this game is so fuck wild.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
This is so interesting. Yeah, because like Sayaka could have said to Makoto that someone was trying to get into her room and she was so afraid. But that wasn't actually the case. She just wanted to switch rooms with him so she could kill somebody but do it not in her room and then like cover it up or make it look like Makoto did it.
Well, especially because she was going on and on about like, you're gonna help me, right? You do anything for me, right?
Right.
So.
Yeah. And she's like, I have to get out of here. Like, I have to, yeah. And,
it's a possibility.
Yeah. Ever since, I think it was it Kyoko that made the point that, like, what if she was lying to you? Like, I hadn't even, like, thought of that. I don't know, Leon's still suspect. Maybe that was her intended victim, and he ended up killing her. And he's gonna be like, it was in self-defense. And then, fuck. Oh, shit. That would be really rude if he was like, she was trying to kill me, and it was in self-defense, and then we have to convict him, and then, oh no! Anyway.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it! So here's how it all played out.
Please tell me.
The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere.
Oh my god.
Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
Guys.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself, but then the culprit took that from her too.
Brilliant, man.
Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
The part of her body that shows she never used the sword. If you wanted to use a sword, which part of your body would you have to touch? Her palms. And she doesn't have any gold in her palms.
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Yeah, Toko, that's why.
100%.
No, that's not it at all.
There's no way Sayaka washed the gold coating off her hands because there's a certain regulation that talks about what happens to the bathrooms at nighttime. The water is off.
Yep.
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
It's been a week? It's been a week.
Oh, my.
Oh, boy.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
Oh, jeez. She's so mean.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
I miss Junko.
Me too. Oh, there she is.
I know, that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, Junko wouldn't stand for this.
Look, she would be like, come on, guys.
God.
But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
The one who damaged the sheath would have been the one without the sword, which would have been Sayaka.
Yes.
I got it!
This was Ishimaru. He's being slow.
Yeah.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
Yep.
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
Yup. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you.
Yep.
That is a possibility, is it not?
Yep.
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
And she did a decent job of it, all things
Yeah,
considered.
she did.
Even with things going off the rails. Yeah.
We still needed to fight to defend ourselves here, yeah.
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
You got used, buddy.
You're a naive boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true! Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument!
Have we? We're having an argument.
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it! Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Yeah, I guess debating whether or not Sayaka was gonna kill somebody, which
I guess
is
that's
very
fair.
Like, it's important, but it's also like
you need to get back to figuring out who killed her.
Yeah.
Not like what was she doing.
Yeah.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. It's wrong. No, there's clues left. That's not right. There's still more. He's shaking. Dying message. There we go.
There you go.
Everything.
Yeah. You knew we were gonna get there eventually.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
That's cool.
I'm not even gonna freaking listen to the rest of this nonsense.
Nothing else from you, man.
I want to break you, Leon, specifically.
Yeah.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Of course he would be the one to be like, there's no more clues, guys.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Oh my god.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember? 11037. Written in her own blood.
But I just...
There must be a clue.
You just turned your head almost completely upside down, which was remarkable. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you know what it
before we
says.
get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. With
Index
her
finger.
left index
I
finger.
got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it. But still, what the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Thank you. Thank you.
I remember, for the life of me, I can't
it looks
remember
like...
if in Japanese it was in English.
Oh.
Like numbers, which
Yeah.
would have made it a little less
Like,
obviously
right.
not numbers.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Interesting.
Huh? What?
No, it's just, look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1, 1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Yeah.
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1, 1, but... looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa.
Jackpot!
You might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Oh, Jesus. What an asshole thing to say, man.
Cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037,
Sakura, I
doesn't
believe
make
in
any
you.
more sense than before.
Damn it. It's no use. I just don't know.
Nagi, come on.
Come on. Come on, guys.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Oh, Kirigiri's just giving it to us, huh? She's just like,
Rotate
look.
it? I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god.
Turn your face upside
Come
down.
Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Pull an Allison.
Come on. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right on to who did it.
So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the killer's real name. The real killer's name. If you turn the message 180 degrees, it should become crystal clear. Select somebody. You! I'm just going. Here we go.
Here's my answer.
If that's the case, then that would be, so far as I can
The
tell...
key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees.
So far as I can tell, the first instance of somebody writing something in blood that is straightforward, to the point, honest and accurate.
It's not a mystery
No,
at all.
they
It's
just
just
literally wrote the killer's name.
He did it. Here he is.
Hey everyone, it's Leon!
Yeah. I literally spelled it out for you.
Every other time it's like, oops, sorry, I mirrored it on my wrong thigh. Or it wasn't written by me, it was written by the killer trying to dissuade somebody to someone else.
Nope, literally, here's my finger with the blood
And
on
I
it.
will write a name behind my back.
And I'll go do it this way. Yep. Like, oh my god. It's so, they truly laid it out. Now, I'm wondering if this is because it's a tutorial one and it's like, yeah, like...
I think that's part of that.
You get it a little bit.
I think there's a couple things going on here. I think A, it's a tutorial mission. B, I do think there's probably some translation shenanigans going on here, which is that, first of all, in Japanese you probably would have known him more as Kawada as opposed to Leon. And just like, there's a couple layers that probably would have made it a little less obvious.
Gotcha.
And finally, I do think it is a subversion, because my personal first thought upon seeing blood on the wall is like, well, that's a lie. We know that that's not gonna be anything. That's gonna be somebody, the killer grabbed her hand and wrote it with her dead flesh because he was
to set it up. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
That's what it always is.
Yeah.
It's never real.
Actually, right, yeah.
If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What?
Yup.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all.
Show us your hands!
She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were.
Yep.
And as
I
a
was
result...
like doing it too,
Yeah, actually, I mean, yeah.
Yep.
It's not like you'd have to write it that way, but it is more natural.
Yeah.
It ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to
She
me.
probably didn't want to do it like on the floor because it could have like been lost to her blood.
Well, she
and,
also
like,
was clearly doing it behind her back because she was hiding it from...
Yeah, she's trying to like conceal it. Yeah.
I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
If you're not the killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Ooh, damn!
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
The evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground in front of the incinerator, right? It's the sleeve... bloody sleeve.
Yes.
Burnt shirt piece. Yeah. We should do this. It's a part of a shirt cuff. Yeah.
I got it! You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
What?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
Again,
that's right.
Everyone.
There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
You're right.
Yeah.
That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. There's something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. When it was disposed of, how it was disposed of, where it was disposed of. Well, I was gonna say when because it was...
These are technically
These
all
are all
correct.
kind of the same.
When, because the place would have been locked. How, because it was too far away from the gate, so they need a key. And where is because it's the incinerator.
Right.
I'd go with where, just because it's the most direct.
That's fair. Yeah, let's see what he says. I feel like this is wrong. Where the shirt was destroyed. If we focus on that, the killer will become clear.
Okay, sorry. I guess it's how.
Damn. Where it was destroyed? You're talking about the trash room incinerator, right? How the fuck's that supposed to make anything clear?
Shoot!
Oh, fuck.
Alright, sorry.
Okay, no worries. Looks like I just embarrassed
They are.
myself.
The problem is they are all correct.
They are all right.
Yeah.
Shit. I guess how, because he had to throw it, like, through how do you get the button? Oh, he probably threw the ball to, because he's a baseball boy. Yeah. Let's do that.
I got it!
Because he's a baseball boy.
How the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Right. I was trying to make the connection with the crystal ball, and is that he's a good shot and could knock it open. Yeah, and then like chuck it across the room as well. Oh shit!
Because he's baseball.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say.
Oh?
You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
No, that's wrong. There's another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves that Leon is the real killer. Whoa. Oh, okay.
It's just an argument.
Oh, man. Shattered crystal.
Yeah, they're not even, they're just like, you know.
You fucking know.
You figured this out.
Yeah.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
No.
No, that's wrong.
No, why did you shoot that?
Oh, shit! Fuck, sorry. Sorry.
I love how you're like, I'm shooting this now. No, this is wrong. I'm shooting it.
Yeah, I did it right. I was like,
key to the trash room.
sorry.
No, just sincerely, I genuinely thought it was funny.
Must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the
That's
incinerator
what I wanted.
In order to destroy the evidence.
Leon again.
No,
Yeah.
that's wrong.
Yeah.
Himself in a cool
Yup.
corner.
Whew. Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate, you couldn't possibly turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but,
But how would you use it?
Chuck it. You'd throw
Divine
it.
with it.
I got it! The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw a gap in the gate?
Maybe someone who's really good at baseball.
Like the ultimate...
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Super high school level baseball boy.
Yep. Huh? Someone turned the incinerator on! Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy. You mean to tell me it was a fairy?
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they'd gotten the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
Jeez.
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
Boy.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Yes, yes. I say as I am.
As I sweat buckets.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is...
Yeah, it wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because he's the ultimate baseball star!
I got it! Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
You can't be serious.
My dude.
I'm not the killer! These goddamn shipper brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
Tell us. Oh, the closing argument. Tell me about how to do the closing argument.
Absolutely. In every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the flow of events for the case in the form of a comic book.
What?
You just have to roll with it. However, you'll notice that in the comic, there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using your provided truth panels. Also, if you take aim at a missing section and press A, holy cow, you'll get a hint that might lead you to a breakthrough.
Yeah.
With that, good luck and have fun.
Oh boy, here, let's make our truth comic.
All right,
we
are here at the very, very end of the first trial. Do you want to complete the comic next time?
Yes, that sounds great.
All right, and then once we've, really locked in that Leon did it, then we have to deal with the repercussions of that.
Oh my god. Oh, this is crazy. Can I pause this while Yes, I guess that technically does.
Sure.
The time, as long as the timer's not running,
yes.
I feel a little better.
All right.
That was amazing. Holy shit.
a lot of things back to back to back to back, but we solved it. We did it.
Technically solved it. We found it. But now we have to prove it.
Yep.
All right. See you next time, guys.
Bye, folks.